Hey guys, welcome back to the College Podcast by Coursicle. Today we'll be talking about internships, which is a huge deal in college.
I feel like there's so much pressure to get an internship and to get a good internship.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the summer after my freshman year, some people had internships. I started off the summer working as a hostess at a restaurant, and then I got fired. And then my family friends felt bad for me, so I got a little nepotism internship, and I still work there to this day.
There really shouldn't be this huge pressure.
Agreed.
At the end of the day, I mean, you didn't have the internships that you needed. And
yeah, I was a psychology major, and I didn't know at all what I wanted to do when I was a freshman. So when it came to internships, I was just applying to things out of my hoo-ha. I had no direction, and so many people were so sure of themselves, and they knew they wanted to do a finance internship, and they're working at Morgan Stanley, and I was so overwhelmed. And kudos to those people, but you do not have to model your life after those people. They're not always doing something that they love. They're doing something that'll make them money. So slow down, breathe.
I had an internship every summer, basically, except for the one going into senior year, which was an important one. But then I made up for it by getting an internship in the spring.
That's good.
Yeah. If you can't get an internship during the summer, get a part-time one during the school year. I mean, I only went in 2 days a week for like 4 hours, but I still got to put it on my resume as like a full-time internship.
I think if you're not able to get an internship during the summer, just do something with your summer that's meaningful. Even working at a restaurant, simple things that you don't think are important. What? You don't think restaurants are good work experience?
No, I think it's good experience for dealing with people and grinding. But yes, if you have no other option, then do that for sure.
I don't know. It always worked for me, just keeping myself busy. I was very lucky to, the summer after my freshman year, get an internship. At the time, I was a real estate minor, and I thought I wanted to be a real estate girl. So I got an internship through a family friend working at a real estate appraisal office, and I did that every single summer. Other than the summer leading into my senior year, I studied abroad. Even that. Try to find a study abroad program through your school. I went to Rome and I studied in psychology, and that was really fun.
I did an internship with my school in London. I paid them to work an unpaid internship.
The best way to find internships is definitely through networks like Handshake.
Yeah.
I would try Handshake and LinkedIn. I'm a cold email girl. I love a cold email. I will cold email like anyone. I will find a job, look up the talent acquisitioner or the recruiter. I will connect with them on LinkedIn, and I will cold email them.
It sounds like a great idea, but most don't respond.
Most don't respond, but you do get a few responses.
I tried it and I never got one response.
I got a couple responses. I did, especially if you apply and then supplement it with a cold email. You have to show why you're different from other candidates.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially if you're applying to something that's not exactly tailored to what you've been studying.
Yeah.
And I think that I started off in psych, and then I had this revelation where I was like, I want to be a marketing girl. And so once I realized that, I was like, it's probably not going to be the easiest with my psych degree when I'm going up against people who were marketing majors in college. So I need to make myself stand out somehow. So I just started emailing people, anyone I could, all the time. And sometimes things hit. I got a job working for Bumble. It was the most incredible job. It took me to Cabo, all expenses paid. Just so many cool things.
There's so many ambassador programs around campuses. This is kind of specific to marketing, but if you want to get into like something like that, do an ambassador program, and then that still is experience, even though it's more informal experience. And now that has led her to like a full-time job here, you know? People are not confident. I think like I got this job because I was like, I know why you're not more popular at my campus. I know what I can do, blah, blah. Like, be confident. And like a lot of people aren't. People are like, I hope to work with you, and I think I can do a great job. No. Don't say I think. Do not. No.
Talk to them like you already have the job. Pretend that like you've been here before, and like they need you just as much as you need them.
I think a lot of people struggle over like the perfect path, but it doesn't have to be perfect.
I agree. I think my story is like very helpful to people who feel very stressed and like they don't have everything together, because I felt like that so many times. Like if you had told me that I'd be working a full-time job straight out of college, I would not have believed you. And you know, it's possible, and it's just about like believing in yourself and like following your passions, doing things you genuinely love to do.
I never wanted to be in marketing.
Your path was a little untraditional too.
I always kind of had marketing internships, but it just ended up like that. I wasn't searching for marketing internships. Business entrepreneurship was my major. And I ended up like where I wanted to work for a startup in London. So they set me up with a startup and I was doing marketing for them. And then it also said that I would be doing all the other stuff, but it ended up just being marketing. And then I had an internship with Phoenix Fashion Week, and it was a business internship, all things fashion business, but it ended up just being marketing.
If you're struggling with where to start when it comes to finding internships, I would definitely visit the career office at your school.
Every time I would visit them, they're like, just do what you love. What do you love to do in your free time?
The career office at Tulane was actually really helpful for me personally. They gave me a couple personality tests because I was really struggling with what exactly I wanted to do. Like, I had all these passions. I knew I was a very creative person. I knew I was not going to be stuck in anyone's office. I feel like some people, like, it's either you know exactly what you want to do, or you just kind of have an idea. You don't know exactly where to take it. Especially if you're a first generation student. It was like my first time anyone in my family was applying to jobs out of college, so I was completely alone.
I got a career coach.
Like a personal one outside of school?
We started with going over like what I like, what I don't like, and narrowing down what career path I would want. And that definitely helped me in terms of getting together my resume. I don't know, I think it's also really good to figure it out on your own. Nobody can really tell you what you want to do.
My career coach never did. They just kind of steered me in the right direction.
Right.
I had all these thoughts, and they gave me the resources to condense them.
What did they give you?
They gave me these quizzes to take, and they gave me like a list of jobs. Like, I feel like I just needed to see everything I could do.
Right. That makes sense.
It's like, what is the title of a role that I could go into?
I want to talk about unpaid internships because I had a lot.
I've never done an unpaid internship.
Basically, I feel like you get tossed all the work everyone else doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're in the position of being an unpaid intern or an intern in general, you're scared to really like bring up to the boss, like if you do or don't like something, because you're like, oh, I want good recs or whatever. When you're not learning much, you should honestly just say something. You should be like, I feel like it's getting a little repetitive and like I am here to learn.
Yeah. Never be afraid to stand up for yourself. Doesn't matter what position you are at a company. And if you stand up for yourself and it leads to something negative, then you're in the wrong space. I want to talk about soft skills and how they are incredibly important and they're overlooked. When you don't have a lot of experience and you're worried that your lack of experience is going to affect you in the workforce, you have to remember that every single thing that you do, you are gaining skills. If you're smart enough and you're good at manipulating, and I'm not talking about manipulating them into thinking that you're like a good person. No, you're manipulating the things that you have done to sound like you are the perfect fit for this job. Because let's face it, nobody knows exactly what to do at a job before they get there. You have to know how to bend and flip that one thing you did into every role. And once you master that, you're set. The truth is, if you're applying to a job, you're not a perfect fit. You're not. You're not. You're going to get there and there's going to be hella things you don't know how to do. You just have to sell that like you've done enough and have like a good foundation that you're teachable. Internships are all about learning not only like how to do a job, but also what jobs you don't want.
Yeah, people forget that like even if an internship was horrible, you may think it was a waste of time. You'll learn what you don't like.
You'll learn, and that doesn't mean that you can't utilize that internship as experience for a whole new field. That's all I gotta say. Okay, Siveen, as someone who did an unpaid internship, would you say it's a scam or a stepping stone?
A scam.
Fully.
At the end of the day, I think people are taking advantage of students to do the dirty work, to do the mass databases of information that takes hours to hand pick. And then they use it to do the work that we'd actually like to be learning about, you know? And if they were paying the person, I think they'd be using them more to create more value.
Yeah, agreed. What's the most bullshit task you were given?
They'd give a list of every single town in the state. Like, I'm talking like a town, like the tiniest town, like all the tiny little towns. And they'd say, find influencers. 30 influencers in each tiny town. Would you rather have a high-profile internship where you learn nothing or a low-profile, no-name internship where you learn a lot? Because both can be valuable. One will stick out on the resume.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the other won't, but it's in here.
Okay. I'm gonna say, okay, hear me out. I'm going to say a high-profile internship where I learn nothing. Because the type of person I am, I'm going to learn something everywhere. So not only do I have this big name, and not only am I...
No, you don't learn anything.
No, but the thing is, like, you don't learn anything because they're not teaching you anything, but, like...
You go off on in your free time and learn?
Like, and also now you're connected to very, like, high-profile people in your industry, which is always helpful. Even though I'm not, like, learning anything, they're not giving me any real work, I would just use an opportunity to go out and make a bunch of friends, ask a bunch of questions, listen into as many things as I can listen into. Like, so, like, while I'm not, like, learning, I'm, like, at a very high-profile place, I'm gonna suck it dry for everything it's worth. Your network is your net worth. If you are connected to all these high-profile people, you're gonna move along faster.
If you're doing an internship, especially unpaid, ask literally every question.
Every question that comes to mind.
Ask one every 5 minutes. Like, make a point to ask one every 5 minutes, because if they're not paying you, at least learn everything.
Like, everywhere I go, I try to be a sponge. Like, right at this company, we work as marketing, but I'm always asking the developers, like, what they're doing and how it works, because what if one day I need to know that? You know, it's just like...
What if one day I need to code a bunch?
Exactly. You just soak up everywhere you go. Soak up as much information as you can. It sucks, but it's true. Like, the better the name on that resume, it's going to help you push along in life easier. Doesn't mean that it's all that's important. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the College Podcast by Coursicle. We'll be back next week. Same place, same background. Same time. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, wait, that was the first time I told them. Okay, bye.
You're kidding.